welcome to Armchair Pundits, episode 6 of our World Cup special. 24 games, 12 groups. The entire World Cup group stage is done and dusted. Let's get into it. Gents.
I can't believe, Leon, I can't believe you said episode 6. Huh. I feel like we're in, I feel like we're in the hundreds.
No, I was just saying 24 games of this round that we're about to do right now, bro.
Tell you, bruvs, I couldn't. Everything is molded into one. Like players' names, what happened in the games. Like I could have not confusing Ecuador with Colombia or Brazil.
Yeah,
everyone's wearing yellow.
The shirts,
yeah, bro. The shirts. Yeah, mad thing.
Everyone's wearing pink boots.
Yo, Adidas. Whoever Adidas have got into design their kits, they are on fire, bruvs. Because all of the Adidas kits I've seen so far are cold.
Yeah,
don't point.
Man.
Yeah,
but this is their thing, innit? Because they sponsor the World Cup, so for them, it's a showcase central for them.
Yeah, bro. The only team that can't get their kits, they can't get their kits right for is United.
Boy, but Le Mans can't get a break still.
Exactly. Listen, anyway, all right, cool. I know you live here. I know your postcode. It's fine.
You can pull up.
We're not gonna do this online, bro. I forget it's on site. Anyway. Next season. Anyway, World Cup, because I'm going to lose it.
World Cup. We've got a lot to get through. So we won't be able to go in detail on all the games, but we'll run through we'll go through each group, but we won't spend too much time. We'll speak about the main points and we'll go from there. So Group A, Mexico went through with maximum points after beating Czechia 3-0. South Africa, their first ever qualification to the knockout stage with a 1-0 win over South Korea. After we saw South Korea's first 2 games, we thought they were going to be on something. But boy, they end up finishing third in their group. Not looking so good now after that. But South Africa, much praise to them. After losing that first game against Mexico, it didn't look good for them, but got to give them credit for turning it around.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mexico have gone, they got 3 clean sheets.
Yep.
And South Africa, to be fair, very underwhelming for me performance-wise overall. I didn't feel like they had a sniff. Spoke to probably 1 or 2 South Africans, or Saffers as they like to be known as, around about South Africa's team. And they just said, look, they're not happy with the way that the team's set up. They're not looking like they want to play or can play. And, you know, they left their best performance, let's say, arguably, till the last game of the groups to get it over the line. And South Korea, lucky for them, didn't really turn up like they did in the previous 2 games.
Yep. And as a result, they're out. So
yeah, shocking. And it was a mistake from in their last game against Mexico. Because you think if they draw that game, then that loss, they would get through on 4 points, really.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for Heung-min Son, that's it for him, I'm sure. I can't see him going to another World Cup after this, but no, credit to South Africa for restoring pride and sending them through to the next round. So big chances for them to go on and see how they get on. They'll have to play Canada, which they're playing this evening in LA. So that's going to be a tough game. Probably a lot closer than people might think it will be in the matchups. Canada are obviously one of the hosts, but they've been okay, but they haven't been super impressive. So we'll see how they get on.
I think what I liked, Leon, is Mexico as like a little guard of honor type thing. They put their substitute keeper on. Was it Ochoa?
Yeah, Ochoa. Yeah,
Ochoa. There we go. There's another butcher for me. And yeah, just to kind of honour the fact that he's retiring from Mexican international football. So I like that. They brought him on with, I don't know, probably 20 minutes left, 15 minutes, something like that. And he kept a clean sheet. So he can arguably go away saying that he's played his last World Cup, kept a clean sheet, and he can watch his Mexico go through to the next round, man. And do you know what? I think one of you boys said it on this pod earlier on. I think the South American teams are probably going to be favourable to go a little bit further down the competition, and Mexico are looking like they're knocking that door.
Yeah, you're definitely onto something with that, Lamont. For the Central and South American teams, they'll definitely be used to the climate. So the European teams will definitely find it tougher. The hydration breaks, I think they're going to be a lot more key in the knockout rounds, because obviously with group stages, you got the chance to correct things in another game. But with the knockout round, there's going to be no time. So if any managers get their tactics wrong, or one team is in the ascendancy, when those hydration breaks come in, it's going to be a great chance for you to make changes. So it will be interesting to see how it goes on. But yeah, with Mexico playing Ecuador in the next round, it'll be a tough game, and we'll see how they progress from here. The Mexicans will be obviously looking to cheer them on, but yeah, we'll see how they get on. In Group B, Switzerland secured top spot after beating Canada with an impressive 2-1 win. Canada kind of flattering to deceive again. Obviously, they had a big win against Qatar, but against Switzerland and Bosnia, kind of let themselves down a little bit. Bosnia secured their qualification by beating Qatar 3-1, so they will go through and they will end up playing USA in the next round.
Bosnia scored some quality goals, bro.
They really did.
Yeah,
and they did.
Larin, his shooting boots were left in the game before his first game when he came off the bench. Because what was that? He went 1-on-1 with the keeper, and I thought he's going to go around him. He's going to dink him, and he did nothing. Absolutely
he got
nothing.
saved though because he was offside, way offside. But he got saved, but he should have. You got to finish that. You got to finish that.
Definitely.
The man's that man, is it Mandanzani? He might be getting a move, boy.
Manzambi, yeah. Quality for Switzerland. He's had involvement every time he's been brought on, and honestly, it will be interesting to see how he gets on in the next round. They've got Algeria, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Switzerland going through in top spot. As you said, Canada, Larin, David, Lamont's pick. He's languishing a little bit behind in the scoring charts. But
well, he's got South Africa next. Hopefully, he can kind of fill his boots.
We'll see. It'll be a lot tougher game than you think, mate.
Yeah, that is going to be a tougher game.
On to Group C. Scotland, after starting the tournament with their first game in top spot, and the Scots being very, very happy with the fact that they were top of their group, they ended up going out in third place after losing 3-0 to Brazil, and pretty much gifting Brazil that win with some interesting decisions playing from the back. It
started from the jump, bro. It started from the jump. I don't want to go into a tooth and nail of it, but you're going to play against a team like Brazil. You're going to see that Vinicius Jr. is probably one of their better players in this tournament, and he's at it. You don't make a mistake like that at the back with him hustling. It's just crazy work. Do you know what I mean? And after that, it was an uphill struggle. They kind of almost, I feel like that kicked them in the stomach, and they couldn't really find a way back from there. You could argue that maybe they tried a few bits and pieces, but it was never going to be enough, man. 0-0, you get that past the first water break, you kind of recycle things again, get to halftime, and maybe you can stay in the game, maybe nick a goal or something like that. But yeah, Brazil, the last two games with Brazil, I would argue that I'm liking what I see in terms of progress and them just kind of coming into the tournament now.
Yeah, definitely look getting better.
Obviously, Scotland's manager, Steve Clark, has resigned as well overnight.
Yeah, no shocks there.
He did not. Well, it is a shock because he signed a new contract before the tournament. So he went into the tournament with a brand new contract. And let's be honest, they didn't think they were going to get any further than maybe the next round. For something, I know he's been getting a lot of criticism for his post matches. Where he's a dour guy anyway, but he's been a bit more dour and reacted negatively towards some of the comments. So I think he just said, you know what, I'm not going through another 2 years of this. But credit to him, he's been Scotland's best ever manager, most successful, 2 Euros and a World Cup. So good luck to them finding someone else to replace him.
Yeah. Well, talent is obviously a big issue in Scotland, as we know. But yeah, for them, they're out. For Brazil, they move on. They will be playing Japan in the next round, which won't be easy. We'll come on to Japan a bit later. Morocco secured their second place finish with a 4-2 victory against Haiti. Haiti taking the lead in that game and scoring their first goal in the World Cup with a free kick. Not a bad one at all. It was actually a really good first half. It started off 2-2. But one of the stars of the tournament so far, Saibari, getting a brace again. Looking real good, man. He's supposed to be a midfielder, but he's playing up top for Morocco. Which is
it's a towel
bagging goals.
Yeah. Well, it's that hidden towel.
Was he one of the key guys hiding in tower?
He was
No
the main.
way.
He was one of
He
them.
was
Standing on the sideline
Yeah.
behind
I
the
didn't know
goalkeeper.
that was him.
Bro, he
Shame.
was the
bro,
main
bro.
guy. He was the guy.
He was
Right.
shameless, bros. But no, he's
Yeah,
been doing
man.
all right for them still. And shout out to
Yeah.
Isidore for his goal as well, man.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
To make
What
him
a
2-1.
goal.
Just
What a goal.
saying, yeah. I called him out and he decided to turn up. So clearly he's watching the pod. He's just not subscribing. Isidore, just subscribe, bro. We're here for you, bro. I'll manifest whatever you need over there. So, but yeah, it was a banger.
But no,
Morocco
unlucky
look good,
for
though.
Haiti. But
Yeah.
you know, they've done their nation proud though with their performances.
Yeah.
You know, they're relatively new. Well, they're new to the World Cup for sure, but just the fact that they've not embarrassed themselves on this stage, I think it's commendable. But they didn't win any of their games, but definitely put in a fight in all of them. So yeah, Morocco will go on to play Netherlands in the round of 32 in
Another decent
Mexico. So that will be a very, very good game. We know how the Netherlands have been so far, but we'll come on to them a bit later. Down to Group D, Turkey go home with a little bit of pride. Best performance of the tournament of their tournament
Facts.
so far against USA.
For them, yeah.
They obviously resting a lot of their players. Pochettino coming up onto a little bit of stick for whatever reason because they've not won the game, but they qualified top, so there was no change for them. They're going to play Bosnia in the next round, as we said earlier. Australia and Paraguay are probably one of the worst games of the tournament so far. 0-0, but both teams go through. Australia will be playing Switzerland, and I think Paraguay will be playing. Bear with me.
Are they playing Germany?
Oh yeah, Germany. Thanks.
Yeah, they'll be playing them tomorrow.
So that won't be easy.
No.
But no, USA obviously going through. What do you think of their chances of making it past Bosnia?
Very favourable. Very favourable. The way they've been playing generally. Balogun had got his bit of a rest. So it should be ready.
Agreed. And they're playing in New Jersey, which is one of it's the stage for the final. So there'll be a lot of support behind them. So on to Group B, Ecuador overturned a 1-0 deficit over Germany to win 2-1 to send them through to the next round. Germany will probably, feel a little bit aggrieved at the way that they conceded their last goal.
The first goal shouldn't have been a goal, bruv. That foot was higher than high.
Brother?
What, the Pavlovich one?
Germany's goal, bro.
bruv.
That foot was higher than high, bro.
That should not have been. That should have been
Should
chalked
not
off.
be given.
They should
I thought he was trying to do sweet chin music, to be fair. I
Yeah.
thought he was just,
Germany. Do you know what?
Uh,
Germany have been quite disappointing in defense. Like teams seem to be able to, if they're
Yes.
athletic enough, they can get at them and cause them a lot of problems. And that happened in the first game against Curacao, and they haven't really addressed it. And they turned up against Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast. But then in this game, at the end when they needed to, but in this game, it's like they had no ideas. It didn't. Sane hasn't looked good. Wirtz hasn't looked good. Musiala hasn't looked good. There's a lot that's not working for them at the minute, and they need to fix it quick.
They do. I mean, to be honest, we expected better from Ecuador in their first two games. They've ended up getting the victory they needed in this game, which was probably their toughest on paper. But you have to give them credit. I mean, coming back from a goal down, as you said, controversially with that goal that Sane scored early, honestly, I mean, the way that they put pressure on Germany towards the end of the game and to get that win from a corner, obviously a mistake between Neuer and I think it was Jonathan Tah. One of them should have been able to deal with it, but that little flick from the striker was quality, just to divert the ball away from Neuer. And Ecuador will, I think it's the only time they've qualified, the second time they qualified in their history to the knockout stages. So for them, absolutely brilliant. All right, for Germany, Paraguay in the next round, they'll fancy themselves, but they haven't been great so far, and it'll be interesting to see if they change any tactics for that game.
Yeah, what they need to change? Well, they probably need to change their goalkeeper because Neuer retired, comes back, and he's having, I won't say stinker, but he's having a good World Cup. And I think a report asked Bowman, who was the number one over the last little period, what did you think of Neuer being recalled to the team? And it was like, yeah, not good. So there might be a bit of hostility in there, and it hasn't helped the fact that Neuer's made some mistakes that we've seen, to be honest, over the last year, playing for Bayern. So they might need to do that.
Well, we will see. Ivory Coast secured their second spot with a 2-0 win over Curacao. Curacao, obviously, first time in history they made it to the World Cup. Their story ends here. Eli Room producing one of the greatest performances in the previous game with that 0-0 draw against Ecuador. But on this occasion, Ivory Coast finally turning up and getting a 2-0 win. They'll end up facing Norway in the next round, which won't be easy. That would actually be a good matchup.
That'd be
interesting to see how they deal with Haaland and Schorloff.
Yeah, and they rested as well. So that's going to be interesting.
Everyone.
I really do feel like Ivory Coast need to just have Ahmad coming on rather than starting. His impact from starting for me isn't what you would want from in a World Cup knockout stage at the minute. He's just looking way more feisty coming off the bench. He's looking way more in the bag. But Diamande, you can do what you like with him really, because that guy is very versatile. So he's raw, but mate, he's got a lot of he's got a lot of ability. You can see that.
Old-fashioned winger. He wants to take on the man more often than not, and that's what you want to see from your wingers. Too many wingers looking to pass sideways nowadays, so it's good to see someone like him.
Can we just have a little honourable mention to Pepe though?
Yeah,
because
he's
doing bits, bro. He's turned up to the tournament.
He really has.
He's turned up to the tournament, boy.
And to be honest, if I'm being honest, there are times where we've felt Pepe is flattered to deceive. It's for Ivory Coast. I mean, forget the Arsenal days. He's done good since he left Arsenal. But for Ivory Coast, there's times where you felt we need to see more from him. We know what ability he has, and when he's able to turn it on, this is the first time that we're seeing it on a consistent basis in a tournament. So, pleased for him, and pleased for Ivory Coast. The more players that turn up, the better for them. And to play Norway in the next round, they'll fancy themselves. They'll fancy themselves against them.
Just got to finish their chances. Finish your chances, man, because they've made chances in all the games. They haven't been clinical enough. And we know Haaland will be. That's a problem. Give him 3 chances, he's scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, big. Yeah.
On to Group F. The Netherlands secured their qualification in top spot with a 3-1 win over Tunisia. Brian Brobby again on the score sheet. Lamont, you did say Brian Brobby's been on bits.
I told you, bro. He's definitely had a great year in the Premier League for me. He's been probably one of the better strikers. He didn't start, come out the blocks quickly, but once he got going, he's almost like a locomotive, I think there was no answers. Nobody could really stop him. And is he an old-fashioned striker?
Yes.
I would say, yeah. You know what I mean? Bulldozing the defenders. He wants to singularly hold up 2 man. He wants to run through them. And he wants to get as many goals as he can do at any opportunity he can get. So, yeah, man, I'm glad Netherlands have finally turned up to this tournament and looking like the team that we know that they can be. Let's be honest. We probably rubbed them out just because of all the experiences we've had watching them over the years, just really kind of going in there with the best team in the world. And then you look at them thinking, rah, you men can't even pass the ball to each other. What's going on? But, yeah, man, I'm happy Netherlands are here. Tunisia were underwhelming, to say the least. And for me, I don't think they deserve to go to the next round. And I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, their AFCON was nothing too dissimilar from that neither. They kind of really underwhelmed us. So, yeah, man, I'm glad Netherlands are well and truly underway.
Well, Japan and Sweden both made it through. Pretty disappointing game from both sides. Japan been a little bit underwhelmed with Japan. I thought they'll be a little bit more progressive after that first game against the Netherlands. I was really expecting them to kind of move on from there, but they've kind of faltered a little bit. They'll be playing Brazil in the next round. Sweden will be playing France. So Isak versus Mbappe. Gokares.
I think Japan just kind of took their foot off the pedal in this game. Really, it looked a bit like they've done that.
At the end, it definitely looked like that. They were settled for that draw. I mean, Japan has second place secured anyway with a draw. So, as you said, they pretty much settled for it. What do you make of Sweden? I mean, they're going to have a tough game against France. Do you think they'll be able to lay a glove on them?
No. Maybe I've got to add more to that, but the way they got turned over by the Netherlands, I just really can't see how they're going to lay a glove on France. I know styles make fights and all that kind of stuff, but this might be a fight where it's going to get punched up because if they can't manage Gakpo and Marlon on the wings, how are they going to deal with a combination of Doué, Mbappe, Dembele, Olise?
The list goes on.
The list goes on.
Group I is coming, yeah. So when that comes, let's just, you get me?
I'm just
we'll
saying.
talk about France.
I think this is it for them. They go home after this round.
Fair enough. Graham Potter will be either looking for a new job or looking to progress with them. We'll see.
I think he'll keep his job. I'm just happy that Isak has had his preseason. that's what come out of the World Cup for me. He's looked good. Go on holiday, come back for preseason nice and ready for the new season. Thank you, Sweden.
Indeed. Well, Japan will play Brazil, as we said. They settled for a draw in this game against Sweden. But do you think they'll be able to cause Brazil problems?
I think they will, because they're going to be a lot more organised than Scotland and Haiti were. And you saw what happened when Brazil played an organised team in Morocco. So Japan, we said that they can be pragmatic, but when they want to turn it on and start playing football, they can play some nice intricate stuff as well. So I think that they could cause Brazil some problems. It just depends on what Brazil turn up.
They beat Brazil a year ago or late last year. So they'll have memories of success over them. So I think they'll go into that game with lots of confidence.
Yeah, Rafinha's got a knock as well, so I think he was rested for Brazil's last game. So I'd argue
he's out.
He's
it's a
out
hamstring. It's a hamstring, so I don't think it's a knock in terms. They're hoping if they get further in the tournament, then he may be able to come back in. But it looks like it'll be Rayan taking his spot.
Whoa, he's
good replacement.
He's young, fearless, and got abundance of ability. So, yeah.
On a side note, a Japanese reporter did him dirty in his press conference. He must have asked him, simple question. When you start simple questions, it's like, oh no. Simple question, who is Japan's most dangerous player? And it was like, boy. I don't know until I watch the video. But they're really good. Everyone has qualified is really good, but they're really good. But yeah, I don't know until I watch the video.
Do you know what? Respect to him, bruv.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, it's fair, man. Yeah, he didn't try to dress it up. He just, you know what I mean, answered it how he thought. If that was Elise, you can imagine how you would answer that.
Yeah.
Real talk. That's for the certain other people have a role to be able to provide that information. So, it was obviously doesn't look good, but I don't think they'll be underestimating Japan at all. But no, we'll see. On to Group G. Belgium, after starting the tournament very disappointingly, have ended up going through in top spot after battering New Zealand 5-1. Obviously, the golden generation is kind of slowly trickling out. A little bit of gold dust left with De Bruyne, Lukaku and Courtois. Trossard getting a brace in this game. He actually looked really good in this tournament for Belgium. Probably one of their main standout players. But what did you make of their performance against New Zealand? Obviously, they go out.
New Zealand just go out sorry, innit? And Belgium finally turned up and took their chances and put them away. And
yeah,
you're right. I think Trossard has probably been one of their better players. He's a tidy and very neat player and can play in very tight spaces. And he can score a goal when he needs to. And as soon as they scored one in the second half, the floodgates just opened and New Zealand made a lot of defensive errors to make it easy for them. And yeah, I think that New Zealand's goal scorer, just maybe people might be looking at him because he's 3 goals in this tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. In what you would say is
quite
a weak team as well.
Yeah.
Their overall team.
I think it was an interesting one as well because they didn't even know they were going to get top spot. I think when Just scored, they were second.
Yeah.
And it was Lukaku's goal that turned it for them. And I think the manager was looking at the phone to see where they were, and it was like, we're top.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would have wanted, just as like looking at who they got next, I probably would have wanted to finish second. Because finishing first and then going to have to face Senegal, who love a knockout stage, recently, won the AFCON, I'm saying it, and, there's a lot of bad, like media attention over the way it ended and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like now they want to right all them wrongs and, you know, really just do it and have absolutely no blemishes against it. So I feel like they'll want to tuck Belgium away with all the name tags that they've got in their team. They'd want to do a job. So
yeah,
let's see.
They haven't been great this tournament so far. Senegal, have they? Really, apart from
their last game, that's it.
Final game.
We'll
come on to
that.
it. But yeah, we'll come on to it. But no, yeah, as you said, Egypt will end up going to play Australia. So yeah, finishing second in that group, you would have felt was a little bit more favourable.
Yep.
And Egypt secured that second spot by drawing with Iran. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go on. Salah gets to continue his World Cup journey, which is good for him. Probably his last World Cup. So yeah, good for Egypt. Okay, on to Group H. Spain finished top spot with a win over Uruguay. Obviously, Spain winning or drawing their first game against Cape Verde. 0-0. Since then, they've won their next two. Very, very tight game. Uruguay will be ruined, missed chances, lack of cutting edge up front. Definitely missing the Suarez, Cavani and Forlan type of players. And Bielsa, once again, out of the World Cup early. What did you make of, Uruguay's failure, and how are you feeling about Spain? They were my tips to win it. I'm not so sure anymore, if I'm being honest, but you never know. This is how, teams sometimes start a bit slow and go on in the knockout stages. But
you know what's irony? Because Uruguay are a bunch of shin kickers, and it was funny that their goal came about when their player went down injured, and they were begging Spain to kick the ball out, and they didn't, and they scored. And I think that Uruguay have just been disappointing in this tournament. There's not been a lack of quality all over the pitch, and Spain were better than them, and not by much. Didn't have to be. They just get through the group.
It makes sense though, because of this harmony in the group. They don't like Bielsa. Like Suarez has come out and said before when he retired, we don't like this guy. No one likes him, and his methods. Canobio, who got his red card in that game, left the squad for a while because he said he had enough with Bielsa. Bielsa was critiquing how he sits, and he micromanaged certain things too much. But yeah, I'm not surprised that it didn't go too well for them with how it's been in the camp.
I mean, they had to go through still they had 2 draws in their first 2 games. Spain was obviously going to be their toughest, but you would have felt they should have got something over Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia haven't been great this tournament. I mean, in the last World Cup, they were a much better team than they are now. And obviously Cape Verde, first time qualifiers, they've gone through, drawing all 3 games, finishing second place. And for them, they've made history.
They get the pleasure of facing RG now.
Yep.
Speaking of Cape Verde drawing all 3 games with their Portuguese heritage, Portugal drew all their group games, right? Before they won the Euros. So you never know. Little dark horses out there.
Wow.
That would be very interesting.
Hey, well done, James, for finding that little nugget there.
Yeah, anything to sully Ronaldo's name. But anyway.
How's he sullying his name? Ronaldo got a tournament. Perhaps you're a Drake fan, man.
Anyway, so did you see the red card for Uruguay though?
Yes.
Did you see the incident? Was it Canubio? See? Bruv, the butcher's in town. I told you, bruv. You don't need to correct me with names. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. No, I'm the only one that probably knows, to be fair, and you 3. The challenge was one thing. I arguably think, was it a red? I don't know. He catches him.
Thumbs up, man.
Stands up. It's a red.
Do that
the
anymore.
Aftermath. He's grabbing up the ref like, yo, Virgin. What? Like, he's on the road. Like, there's not like 60 cameras in the stadium. Is he all right? No, he's not all right. He's not all right.
He's got a long band coming up. And I think that was the tackle that got injured, what's his name, Williams. And unless it was a fake post, he's injured. And he called out the tackle.
No, he's on Kubasi, the challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think in the game, Williams got a foul, which is, I think, potentially put him out the next game or a couple of games of the World Cup.
There was a lot of late challenges in that game.
Yeah, and this was a fake post. He was like, listen, I've struggled to get fully fit, and now a silly foul that was unnecessary has put me out. But again, if it was a fake post, then I've messed up in it. But hopefully it's not. because they need him.
Hopefully it's not. Spain need him.
Spain
need
they need
Williams.
And your
100%.
all their wingers are injured. Like Yamaro's not fully fit. Munoz is injured. Pina, I think Pina did his collarbone, so I think he got injured in the game. And if Williams is injured as well, no pace. And Liverpool know what happens when you got no pace in a team. If Spain have no pace, I don't think they've got a single chance of winning this tournament, even with Yamaro's brilliance.
Yeah, I mean they'll face Austria in the next round. We'll come on to that a bit later, but yeah, it will be difficult for them to progress against some of the heavy hitters in this tournament because, as you said, the lack of pace, moving the ball about is one thing, but against tactical sides who know how to deal with that, it won't be so easy. Pace is definitely what helps teams have that cutting edge. So we will see. And speaking of teams with cutting edge, France, Group I, dominated the group. Top spot for France. Winners, winning all 3 games. Dembele stepping up. Someone on here mentioned that he's kind of flattered to deceive in the France team, but this time he stepped up and ended up with a hat-trick. A couple of assists from Mbappe as well. What did you make of France's performance against Norway?
For those that are listening, not watching, it was Le Mans.
Well,
I feel like
he put his hand up.
Listen,
He put his hand up.
Put my hand up. I own it.
We have listeners as well, innit?
Yeah, fair. We do. But what I would like to say, similar to Isidore, I know Dembele watches this pod. He just needs to click subscribe and, the rest will manifest for himself. Yeah, he's come out of Mbappe's shadow. And the funny thing was, he, I think it was his first goal, or maybe it was the second one, when the camera glances over to Mbappe's face told you everything. He was like, oh, okay. Welcome. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't have to carry this whole team on my back now. I get all the goals myself. So respect where respect is due. Ousmane Dembele ran over the cameras, did the old chatter thing with his hand and then winks at the camera. I love all of that because, he's obviously had a lot of stick, yeah, for having an underwhelming tournament so far, and Mbappe's firing and he's misfiring. Now he's kind of responded to all his critics, me not being one of them, and yeah, you know what I mean. Welcome to the party. A nice way to arrive with a hat trick. Yeah, man, nice way to arrive.
Second fastest hat trick in World Cup history. 25 seconds.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
sorry, 25 minutes. 25 minutes, not seconds. Damn, seconds would have been sick though.
Yeah, that's what I say. They didn't even go to the center circle. straight from goal kick.
No celebration.
Yeah.
When he said 25 seconds, I thought you meant 25 seconds quicker than the last record.
Oh, fair.
That's what I thought you meant.
It was 1 minute. It's 1 minute quicker than the last record.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
but Norway's second string should never play on a World Cup stage ever again, though.
Asgard was good though.
He was good. He was good. He did send Upamecano to the shot. That dummy was naughty. But yeah, the rest of them, yeah, you haven't made any kind of reason for you to be selected for any other games in this competition.
But it was a smart coming second though, because coming second gave him an easier route to the next round as well. But yeah, we can probably discuss that further down the line.
Yeah, probably. Well, yeah, you could arguably say it was easier. We were hoping for a blockbuster Mbappe versus Haaland, though, weren't we? Let's be honest. We were hoping that we were going to see that, and the fact that Norway were obviously in contention to finish top, we would have hoped to have seen it. But we understand it. It's a long tournament. It's been a long season, and probably a smart move by Norway to rest teams and rest players, I should say. France have got Sweden. And Norway against Sweden would have been an absolute blockbuster as well, Scandinavian rivalry. So, yeah, we'll see. Also in that group, Senegal, by the skin of their teeth.
Bravs.
James's pick as a dark horse, they made it.
They had to batter Iraq.
They had
to batter them.
If it wasn't a battering, they wouldn't have made it. I mean, they literally went on 0 goal difference. They went through. And as we said, that five goal win was what secured it for them against Iraq.
Can we ever mention
amazing goals from is it Pap Gay?
Pap Gay, bravs. He spanked that ball.
His left foot is ridiculous.
He spanked that ball like he owed him money, bravs. He spanked that ball like he was mad at it. This round is the round of bangers. There's some good goals in this round. They needed that window. they had to turn up to be the AFCON champs on paper, and well, in real life, because on paper they took it away from them, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
in
real life, what everyone else saw. But yeah, to beat AFCON champs and then turn up to the World Cup like this is kind of disappointing. So they had to put in better performances than they've put in so far.
Well, yeah, Senegal winning 5-1 against Iraq was great for them, and they go through by the skin of their teeth, and they play Belgium. So that will be a very, very good game. They'll be looking to put one over the Belgians, but Belgium looking to hang in there, golden generation, hanging in to the last day, to the bitter end.
By a friend.
By a thread. Cool. All right. Well, on to Group J. Mr. Lionel Messi rested in this game, but Argentina ended up winning 3-1 against Jordan, securing top spot and maximum points. Messi came off the bench to score a free kick. Have to say, probably not one of his easiest free kicks he's ever taken. Keeper didn't even move. So, you know, some certain Cristiano fans will go, they let him score.
They let him go in, bro. They let him go in.
Wait, Brabs, he did the same thing for Lo Celso as well, though.
He let it go in. Yeah, he let it go in.
He just got it wrong, innit? It was confused.
He got it wrong twice.
It was, come on. It happens.
It was a... No, well, it's a soft free kick. Whoa, hold on, pause. Like, slow down. It was a soft free kick for the goalie to let in, to concede. It's Jordan, man. I don't know what more we can say. And
No
Messi,
one was expecting anything from Jordan, and the fact that they got a goal is impressive in itself.
Do you know who looked good? Lo Celso. He was. I had to figure out who he was. I was like, hold on, who's that? Lo Celso? Nah, that's not the same Lo Celso, is it?
Bro,
he looked all right.
Lo Celso for club and Lo Celso for international is completely different, bro. Let me tell you firsthand.
Night and day.
Like Romero, yeah?
Bro, let's not go there. I put that to bed.
And McAllister
He didn't play in this game. He was rested.
what we'll say is that Messi, 7 goals in 7 World Cup games? For a guy that they're giving these goals to, bruv, he's taking them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fair play.
6 goals in the tournament so far. Top scorer at the moment. Yep, Argentina go through to play Cape Verde next round. So arguably you could say Messi will be looking to score again, but it won't be easy. Cape Verde, they know how to defend. And with our guy Vozinha in goal, you never know if he can stop Messi and increase his follower count on Instagram. We'll see.
What's he at now?
Messi will get 2.
Well, it remains to be seen.
Messi.
Elsewhere in that group, the game of the tournament so far, contender, would you say? Algeria 3, Austria 3. We were expecting this to be a little bit of a grudge match, considering what happened in 1982 when Austria and Germany contrived to send Algeria out. We thought that both teams would play for a draw, but you could definitely say that it wasn't played in that way at all. Teams going for the win. It was a brilliant game. An amazing goal for Belghazi, individual beating 2-man and smashing the ball in the roof of the net. But also Austria, I think Sabitzer had a stunning strike as well, rolling back the years. We used to see those goals from him in the Bundesliga back in these RB Leipzig days, but not so much now. But what did you make of the game? And would you say it was the game of the tournament so far, from whether you watched the highlights or the game itself?
I think for the drama of the game, you got to go with that. Where you say both teams could have just petered out to a draw and qualified quite comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
But for the back and forth, for Algeria to come back and think that they're winning the game with minutes to go,
Mm-hmm.
and then Austria get equaliser in the 98th minute. Like, what drama, man! And it's like it meant a lot to everybody.
Yeah,
it was cold. But Mahrez, is it Mahrez's first goal? Mahrez's first goal.
It's a typical Mahrez goal. It's a typical Mahrez goal. That
Yeah.
first
No,
goal.
it was, but when the defenders grabbed his foot, no, not Mahrez's foot.
Why the first goal? Yes.
The first goal when he's on the byline. Why won't he just kick the ball out? And then he's been mugged, and then he's tried to grab a foot. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mazza. But no, great game. 5 lead changes. Austria and or Algeria both go through. in the end. Algeria will go on to play Switzerland, and as we said earlier, Austria go on to play Spain. So going to be difficult for Austria and for Algeria in those games. Switzerland and Spain have looked good. Obviously, Spain lacking a bit of cutting edge. But Switzerland, Algeria, who's your money on that one?
Oof.
Switzerland, just.
If Algeria played how they played in the last match, in that very tightly contested draw, I think it might be Sweden, because their quality up front is
Switzerland.
If they turn up, Switzerland, sorry. If they turn up, no, I'm going to give it to Algeria.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Algeria. I think Algeria can do it. I think Algeria can do it.
Don't know if Algeria go into that game tentatively, I think they'll get beat. They'll need to go and attack Switzerland. But one thing I would say, and this goes for all the knockout stage matches, I don't think anyone will be looking to go extra time. I don't think anyone can afford to be going to extra time in these games. There's too long a tournament and the conditions are just too hot. No one's going to be wanting to pay extra minutes for the sake of being conservative. It doesn't make sense. So we will see. On to Group K, Portugal and Colombia, 0-0. But one of the most entertaining 0-0 draws I've ever seen in my life.
Portugal were lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah. That if Sanchez had like size 7 instead of size 11, that's a goal.
I still feel like, you know what?
Yeah, it looked like a goal to me.
James, it was a goal, right? The fact they put a line there and the way the camera came from behind the line and comes around like that, for me, I'm not with it. If it's a straight camera, a straight line, and it's not having to pivot and do all of that jazz, yeah.
Do you think he would have been given a goal if it wasn't because Ronaldo was playing?
No comment.
Go on.
Do you think if Ronaldo wore Adidas boots that they'd give him the World Cup too?
I don't like you two, bro.
I'm saying, isn't it?
Just asking questions, isn't it? We can all do the
This
conspiracy
World
thing.
Cup villain arc you two are at. Yeah, I swear to God. Do you know, I preferred it when James had a couple of days off. See, I only had one of you to deal with.
Bro, you're just lucky he's not the host. Then he'll be even worse.
Bro.
Yeah.
Soon come. Next season starts soon.
Exactly. Back to normal service.
No,
Colombia looking good. They'll be going on to the next round. They secure top spot.
I think they can win it,
You think
if
so? They've got
get
Ghana in
the
the next round. So,
sorry to my Ghanaians. Hopefully Ghana will win it. But if they can get past Ghana, then they look so good. Every single game I've seen them play, they look so good. They should have won yesterday, really and truly.
they definitely should.
We'll get on to Ghana in a bit, but it's going to be some tough ass to beat Colombia because they are
100%.
very, very well organised and they create a lot of chances.
They do indeed. As we said, if Colombia had a bagsman up top, I think that would be for them. Luis Suarez is, he's not been super prolific in the past. He has been playing in Portuguese league and he has been getting goals recently. But yeah, he's just lacking that cutting edge times in this tournament.
You get nervous, right?
For sure. Especially when he had big chances, it just seemed like he just didn't seem clinical enough. So we will see. DR Congo made it by the skin of their teeth.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
After
being 1-0 down. After being 1-0 down to Pakistan. Johan Wissa to the rescue. A brace. And a 3-1 win sends them through. What do you make of DR Congo's performance against Uzbekistan? First ever knockout stage in their history.
Before we talk about the game, the goal that they got chalked off, right? I really don't like that they chalk off goals for that. Because what did he tickle him? Like, and he says, he touched him in the face and the guy's gone down like he's been shot. Like, I really don't like that. What a quality goal to be chalked off for that. And surely we like, there's playing by the rules and then there's that, man. It's a good thing they came back.
Bevan, you know what's funny, yeah? I think if they played against, if that was like the Germany game, it wouldn't have got chalked off, if you get my drift. You got to
Imagine,
kick a man in the face. You got to kick a man in the face. You got to kick a man in the face for it to register. What?
imagine a man could get kicked in the face and it's not chalked off, but you could tickle a man's chin and it gets chalked off.
Bruh, you can chop a man down in a box and not get a penny. Bruh, it's just, there's so much going on. Yeah, there's different levels of officiating. Some might say it's
The conspiracy
housery.
theorists are out in force right now because they're looking at this VAR decisions, and there's no consistency. We said it
None.
about the Premier League as well, but honestly, some of these decisions that are being let go, some that are being given, you're just like, how do you know where the bar is set? There is no bar.
There's none. It goes from 3 red cards in the first game, yeah? Someone getting kicked in the face, but the team still scores a goal and it doesn't get chalked off. Someone gets tickled on the chin and their goal gets chalked off. Someone gets chopped in the box nearly in half, right, with all eyes to see, and they don't get a penalty. That's just 4 that I can remember off the bat.
You forgot Luis Diaz's goal disallowed against for Colombia in the last game. No, in the round before, where he touched like minimal contact.
And that's 5. And that's without us really drilling down. If we were looking at it, yeah, we probably find an abundance. And for me, all the VAR investment and all of this stuff with the officiating, and we're doing this and we're evolving it. We've got 3 million cameras, Brother, 1 camera, 1 ref, 2 linos, an assistant ref. Forget everyone else. Their decision on the pitch stands. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. You can't have all this investment and still get it wrong, bruv.
Yeah, it is a bit mad.
Yeah.
But this is the problem. It's the people who are controlling it and the people that are looking at it. I mean, they'll come out, FIFA will put out, their statistics and say, we got 98% of the decisions right and all this malarkey. Who is making the final decision on who made the right decision? Do you know what I mean? It just, it beggars belief. But we know what FIFA are about. And, they'll make it seem like, everything was honky-dory in this tournament. But we know, we see, everyone's got eyes. And that's what they want. They've always wanted debate. They've always said, the technology wasn't supposed to eradicate debate and people going to disagree on decisions. But honestly, some of them have just been ridiculous. Ronaldo, Portugal, another fairly disappointing performance. People will argue about Ronaldo's influence in the game against better teams. What do you think of their chances? They'll play Croatia in the next round, which we'll speak a little bit more about. But what have you made of, obviously, their group stage so far?
They'll beat Croatia. Croatia haven't been that good. But yeah, go on, Devin.
No, they will do. I was going to say this, is that we spoke about their midfield, Vitinha, what's his face? João Neves and Bruno Fernandes. And the way that Colombia were able to open them up and get through them at will, that was scary. Like those 3 guys look like they've never.
They rested Neves though. They rested João Neves. They played Ruben.
Oh yeah, okay.
They subbed Ruben off at half time.
Yeah,
because it wasn't working, and they subbed off Cancelo at half time because it wasn't working, and they brought on Man United. What's his face? Forget his name. Man United right back. Dallo. They brought on Dallo at half time.
Yeah, no, it opened up at will. But yeah, I don't know. Portugal, they might get through to the next round, but I don't see them getting any further than that after that round, to be honest. What do you reckon, James?
You never know, innit? You never know when it clicks. It can just click. Because they've got such quality players, it can just click and then they win a game. And then it clicks and then they win a game. Like, knockouts is just crazy like that, innit?
It is.
So, I agree. I don't think they will win it or anything like that. But it can just change in an instant like that because they've got such quality players.
Yeah, for sure. They'll fancy themselves, as you said, James, against Croatia, who also are through. And we'll move on to Group L. We'll quickly talk about Croatia, but then we'll move on to the England game after that. Croatia beating Ghana 2-1. Both teams pretty much were looking to get through. Ghana go through in 3rd place, but Croatia getting that all-important win to secure 2nd spot. Ghana's play Portugal. What did you make of Croatia? After their performance against England, they've obviously got 2 wins. Not the same Croatia we're used to seeing, but getting results.
They are getting results. Ghana are way too open for me. And I would have thought there would have been... There was a lot more gaps. Because the first goal Croatia score, that would never have happened against England. How would they? And Croatia actually got. They do have. Even though they might be older, they still got technicians. So you got you can't give players that much time and space in the box. And every time I say to myself, I'm gonna go buy myself a Ghana shirt, they pull out a performance. I'd say maybe not this time.
But I think this didn't get balanced right. They went from being super defensive against England to we can get at Croatia, and they just didn't get the balance right. As I said, because they were too open. To be honest, I thought they'd come second. I was watching the England game mainly, and then when they when the game finished, I was like, oh wow, Croatia scored. It's 2-1. So listen, it's good that they've got through. That is the main objective. If you ask any Ghanaian, what do you want? It's get through to the group stages and then see where we go from there. So it's pretty much objective achieved, and then we'll see.
Will indeed.
I hope they just turn up better in the next round than they have in their group stages. As you said, sometimes the group stages doesn't really paint a picture for where the tournament really what the tournament is or how a team can perform, because we've seen teams have poor group stages and then go on to win a tournament or go on to have long runs. So I just hope that Ghana can turn it around so then I can justify buying the shirt.
Well, it'll be tough, as we said. They're playing Colombia, so their chances are pretty slim. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how they approach the game. If they play like they did against England, they'll have a chance, because we know Colombia do, they do have a little bit of missing cutting edge just in that forward front line, but physically they'll be able to match Colombia. It's going to be more about creating chances, and that will be interesting to see how that transpires. England played out a 2-0 win over Panama. We did say Panama were going to be a plucky team to play against, and they had been in their previous group games, and it proved to be the case in this game as well. England not really hitting top form at the moment, but getting the results they need. Bellingham and Kane, once again, the two main guys for England, pulling out the win. What did you make of the performance? What did you make of Panama? And what do we think of English chances going into the next round? Who I think they will play Congo, which won't be easy.
Yeah.
So,
World Cups and knockout stages, performances don't really matter as much. You know that. It's just getting the wins, and England again, it's a balance thing. England need to find that balance of the wingers. They've started Saka today, or that game, and it's tough. The low block, they couldn't get through it as much, but I think they'll get better each game. So should they beat Panama by more than 2 goals? Yes. Is it going to make a big difference in the next game? No. I think at one point they were complaining, oh, England haven't scored a goal in the last 45 minutes of games. I'm like, come on, man. Seriously.
Did they win? I understand.
Exactly.
When you watch games like that, you see a team and you think they're just one pass away, they're just one chance away from getting a goal, and it's based on fine margins, because I think there was a chance where the defender tries to stop Harry Kane from having a shot, bounces off the other defender, and it goes over the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And on another day, that is a goal, and it's all comfy. I think that in tournaments, there are times when England have started slow in tournaments and then never picked up and never got out of the group stage, and there's times where England have been started well on the group stage and got out of the group. It's all well and good. Everybody's singing about it coming home, and then it stays somewhere else. So I think that like you've won the game, you're top of the group. Be happy, man. you got a favorable draw. It wasn't a great performance, but I don't think it had to be. It's just one that you got to get over the line. And the only thing I will say is this experiment that Tuchel has played with defenders may come back to bite him, because I don't know why he's got a problem with Trent, and then you take Reece James, great defender, but he's not fit. And you take Livramento, who is injured as well, and then you're playing Gerald Konza at right back, who's also injured. So now you're down to I don't know what Jed Spence goes to play at right back. So then what cover do you have at left back? It's a very strange decision to make.
the weirdest thing was him saying, "Who would have guessed?" And who would have guessed? Reece James has been injured since his first season as a professional.
Sorry, I'm
Who
not going to lie.
would have guessed? Bro, realistically, he should not have played the second game. Why is Reece James playing the second game? There was no need because this guy can't do the back-to-back. Chelsea were managing him. So what do you think was going to happen? So it's been poor on his side. Right? Jed Spence can handle right back. Obviously, he said who else can play left back. Not great, but obviously they've got Dan Burn, who can play left back. But then it's like, come on. But I guess if you're playing Dan Burn left back, it's like playing Quanta right back. But yeah, the squad, Trent being there, who ironically, to be fair, I don't think England actually have a right back that stays fit because Trent's had his injury problems all season as well.
Yeah.
So it's possible he could have gone there and got injured. But it would have made sense for him to be there anyway. He made a mistake not taking him. But I don't know. That's that spot is going to be interesting.
Well, that's why he gets paid the big bucks, and he stood on business with his squad. You know, a lot of people came for him, criticizing some of his selections, but that's the team he's picked. He's got to deal with the injury crisis and the fitness of certain players. You know, they've won the group, which did what they wanted to do. So,
yeah.
Last point. I was going to say.
You're gone.
I was going to say something trivia. Ghana's goal scorer.
I'll say my point after.
Ghana's goal scorer, Lucasson, has a brother that is in the World Cup and has also scored. Can you name the brother?
I knew his brother. I forgot his name.
And he's got a completely different surname.
Yeah, he has.
Jeez, and bread. No, I'm out.
Yeah,
good one, Bevin.
Brian Robbie.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what was I going to say? Someone made a comment that England have spent the last 5 years trying to go from these bullies, kind of footballers that are very vertical, to go into technical players. They've now got some of the most technical players in the world, and then they've left them at home and gone bully tactics. They're bringing a new manager. He's like, forget that. Forget what we've been working on for the last 20 years, getting all these technicians. Let's just go bully tactics.
Let's go to Sam Allardyce's football. No, it's not quite that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yep, we will indeed. Well, that's it for today's show. Gents, thank you for being with me on this marathon. Group stage is over. It's over to the knockout round, which literally starts tonight. So no end to the fixtures, which is obviously great if you love football. For those who don't, not so great. But for us, we love it. May it continue. We do need a bit more sleep. So, boy, I'll be checking out highlights in the morning.
Well, the thing is, some of these, there's not going to be too many like late games. There's only one or two.
Yeah, thankfully.
There's not like there's not a lot of, like 2 a.m. games. So yeah, just you might be going to bed about 12 instead. But yeah,
should be all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining, guys. Please don't forget to like. Please click on that subscribe button to stay tuned for more episodes from us. And yeah, if you have any comments on any of the games so far, any of your players that you've been impressed with, please leave your comments. But for now, until the next episode, stay tuned and we'll see you then. Take care.
Peace.